Hey, we'll come back. Oh, I started playing the last episode. However, we are going to continue tradition. We will never restart an episode.
Oh, so that's just in?
Uh-huh.
Oh, great.
Forever.
So, the recording is on recording.
Okay. Yes.
Anyway.
I'm proud.
You can get Orion with literally anything. You could be like, well, cheese. You'd be like,
well, you're bad.
Is that, yeah.
Well,
I'm
you.
better than you. Know that? Did you know that? Bet you didn't. You do now. Anyway. We'll summarize it with...
toes. Oh, I forgot. He doesn't like feet.
Yeah. Doesn't like human feet, which makes a lot of sense. Suffice it to say, another day of travel ensues.
Did we at least get, like, bonus travel time?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Okay. If you want to go all the way to Nightfall again, everybody just go ahead and make a Constitution check. Saving throw, actually.
2.
5
total.
5 total?
Oh, wait.
20 total.
6 total.
20 total.
20 total? Okay. As both Kepesk and Simon are just kind of towards the last legs of the journey, just barely keeping up as the Centaur and Argon are just kind of trudging ahead as he's attempting to kind of stay in front to lead the way. With him guiding, you guys get a few extra hours of travel time based on his direction as he takes you through certain wooded areas that you just kind of didn't anticipate as you were just continuing to follow the run normally as he leads you into the woods and continues around and you actually get there a little bit quicker. As
I don't want to immediately enter, like, if we get there.
Okay.
I want to, like, stop at the wood edge for a second.
There could be a gap.
Alright, as the day continues, everybody just go ahead and make a perception check.
Wow.
That's another 2.
Another 2.
Wow.
7. Okay. What you got, Kepesk? 12. What you got, Simon?
That's a 3 total.
3 total. Okay. Throughout the day, you manage to notice and avoid, thanks to the guidance of Argon. He just kind of like leads you. At a few points, you see a few. Don't. If you Fortnite dance, I will. All right, you take.
Out of context to enlisters.
All right, they're like Fortnite. Like, okay, we're not. All right, okay, we're not dumb, and we're not children, but they're still Fortnite dancing, and it's not okay.
It's because we find it funny.
Specifically and only you find it funny.
The irony levels
Have surpassed irony,
yeah.
and you circle back around.
We're back at the point where we unironically like.
Yeah, we're only one of us has a number 1 victory royale.
Yeah, dude.
Literally.
Hey guys, Simon here. Welcome back to another Fortnite Let's Play.
Okay.
Wait a second. This is a battle royale.
Huh?
Everyone's the enemy.
Oh yeah.
The universe is I am the enemy. As with Argon's help, you find anyway. You find some. You come upon a few like roving packs of wolves. A few of the other things. 1 or 2 actual bears and not owl bears. You, for the better part of the day, continue to make your way through. As you are beginning, the day draws to a close as you eventually get the wood is less thick here where you are, as it's just kind of less. It's less wooded. It's less dense.
It's more open.
Yeah. Eventually, as it approaches kind of like mid to late afternoon, the trees eventually break, and you make your way out into the rolling hills and plains near the high forest. It is no longer snowing. It's not quite as cold this day. What remains of the grass is just kind of like blowing limply in the breeze that's coming from the northeast. As you continue on, you can see the unicorn run from where you as eventually you make your way up, down, through various hills and things. Argon, continuing to lead the way, kind of keeps you in an area where you aren't directly cresting over the hills and just kind of navigating your way around them so that you aren't, beacons.
Just like, hey guys.
Just sit up on a hill, yeah. As you continue your way through. Eventually the day comes to a close. As you just kind of, as he can see that the two of you are deeply exhausted. And for those constitution checks, you both suffer 1 point of exhaustion. Which, hold on, you don't have to write that down. Well, you don't have to write that down because you don't have anything to write that down on. As eventually just kind of...
He has another.
Oh, you do? As he eventually just... Well, this seems like a good place to set up for the night. Anybody have any objections? Shall we? Wonder? Alright. Anybody got some ability?
Just holds it too long.
Thumbs up in return.
I do that until someone puts it back. So just...
It's like the handshake, but you never break it off, but it's with the thumbs up. The two of you, go ahead and make a survival check.
Me?
Me too?
Yeah.
I
The
see.
two nature...
The two nature boys.
Nature boys.
Yeah.
What?
10.
16.
16. You gather up whatever, nearby, like, branches and logs that are, in this area. There are obviously not any, like, really close by trees, but you do find enough to make a small campfire.
Dry
kind
brush and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Settle down, because there's, bushes and things like that. As you settle a small area in kind of the center of the field, erect a small fire, enjoy some food. By the way, as this is happening, the goggles do eventually come off, and you just see just plain kind of lightish brown eyes from Argon. As you just kind of settle around a fire and think back to the experience that you've had of, a lot has changed in the
Everyone's
past few
dying.
days. You've witnessed a surprising amount of death. Been unconscious more times than you had hoped, and faced a couple sword swings that you did not anticipate. As you think over your experience, welcome to level 3. I'm gonna be leveling up. This is gonna be a boring episode. This is gonna be a level up episode. We're gonna try to keep it brief.
Where is
So, just gonna start with the person to my left because you're to my left. Start with you. Actually, let's do it alphabetically. Barbarian. Okay. At this level, you are able to pick your primal path. For you, I believe, you chose... Alright, throw everything out the window, make as much noise as possible, and ruin the audio. Because it doesn't matter, because nobody's listening to the boring episode.
Just rip any townsfolk that I'm like... No, and they don't
And
give
they
it back.
don't.
Oh.
So it's just kind of like...
It's just
It's
following
alright.
him around all day.
It's gonna be... Alright, what's that Mr. Bean movie where, like, he like, he's in his car and he, like, rolls up next to...
I forgot to mute my phone. I'm so sorry.
You
I'm sorry.
monster.
This
Get out.
didn't happen while something
Get out.
important.
Yeah, it's a boring episode, it's okay. The episode of the Mr. Bean movie, he, like, rolls up in his car next to somebody and he like gives somebody a thumbs up and he's just like... immediate middle finger, he's like... Huh, as he's, like, discovering putting up his middle finger. So he drives around the town, like flipping everybody off, and it's, like, shots of, like, people, like, on the sides of the road, like, enjoying lunch and stuff at, like, outdoor cafes, and just, like, as he's driving past. It's great. That's gonna be Orion now, as he's just kind of, like, galloping through, like...
I specifically remember that so clearly because my mom was like, "Oh, Bayli, no," and like skipped through it because I was like 5.
I've
Aw.
never seen that, and I think I've never seen a Mr. Bean movie.
Oh, they're great.
I want to watch that. Hey.
It's her handshake. I'm just gonna push
Okay.
her hand down as hard as
That's
I
what
can.
he expects.
First things first,
Just-
do you want to roll for your hit points or take the average +1 plus con?
I'm gonna take the average +1 plus con.
Okay, so that's 10 hit points. So you're now at 35.
There's
You
no
guys can do
eraser.
the same. Where the music goes.
Why did you take my
Still
pencil?
Sorry.
So I'm at 35.
You're at 35. You guys can do the same. You can either take the average +1 plus your constitution.
Is it
or-
by hit dice?
Yes. So you can either roll a d8 and add your constitution,
So
or take 4 plus 1, which is 5, plus your constitution. What do you want?
I'll do the +6.
does my active health go up too, or do I
What's
just?
your...
Constitution's one.
I'm at 22 out of 25.
Wait,
So
Yep.
would it be 32 out of 35? Because my health is going up to 35. So would it go up?
Your hit point maximum and your current hit points are now 35.
But I was at 22.
If you were down hit points, it's a long rest.
I didn't
you're set.
know.
I'm at 20.
Sorry. What? Wait.
Oh, yeah, I
My
forgot we were
hit
resting.
dice is a d6,
Hit dice is d6.
so I want to take the average.
Okay, so that's 4.
Okay.
Plus constitution, which is also 4.
Okay.
So you take 8 more hit points.
Okay.
And you take...
5. Yeah.
What's your constitution modifier?
1.
Ooh. Yeah, so you take that amount. Now let's see. Pass. So let's see. Starting at 3rd level, you emanate a stormy magical aura while you rage. The aura extends 10 feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover. Your aura has an effect that activates when you enter your rage, and you can act. Yeah. English. You can activate the effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Choose desert, sea, or tundra. Your aura's effect depends on the chosen environment as detailed below. You can change your environment choice whenever you gain a level in this class. If your aura's effect requires a saving throw, the DC equals 8 plus your proficiency plus your constitution modifier. So desert, sea, and tundra. I'm gonna read all of the options real quick, just so that you know which one you want to choose. Well, actually, I'll just start with the basic ones for now. Desert. All other creatures in your area take 2 fire damage each. The damage increases when you reach certain levels in this class, increasing to 3 at 5th level, at 4 at 10th level. So as a bonus action, you can deal 2 fire damage to everybody in a 10-foot radius.
So is that whenever I rage, or is that just...
Whenever you rage, that happens.
Okay.
And then if you choose to continue it as a bonus action, you can make it happen again.
Okay.
C. Target must make a dexterity saving throw. Takes 1d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Damage increases to 2d6 at 10th level, 3d6 at 15th level, 46 at 20th level. Tundra. When this effect is activated, every creature of your choice in your area or in your aura gains 2 temporary hit points as icy spirits in your suffering. Wait, what? The temporary hit points increase when you reach certain levels, etc., etc. So, what do you choose?
What
guys
did
good?
you do?
You guys
Just
good?
doing something. Choosing the transfer between dabbing and then doing this. But all I looked up and saw her do was like.
Great. So you're just seizuring over there. That's wonderful.
For once, it wasn't me. I
'Cause you
understand how
weren't-
it feels
You
now.
weren't looking at me, and that you just got like here and went.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
So, of those 3, what would you like?
C.
C. Okay. So yeah, that's D6 lightning damage on a dexterity saving throw. So your DC, what's your constitution? 3?
Constitution is +3.
Okay. So your DC is 13. That's all you get.
Wait, why is it 13?
That's your DC because 8 plus proficiency plus constitution.
Oh, I see.
Let's see. That's all you get at this level. Is it? You also get 1 extra rage per day. So instead of 2, you have 3.
What? Oh, I thought I only had 1.
No, you have 2. But now you have 3.
Lit.
So that's all you get.
Lit.
Next up, alphabetically, is Cleric.
It's clerk.
At 3rd level, you now have you now have 4 first level spell slots and 2 second level spell slots. So that's a big buff for you.
I'll pick the spells.
Yeah, you want to
I'll
do
do
that
it
yourself?
tonight.
What?
I can do it tonight.
Let's see. That is. Yeah, that's all you get.
Oh. Oh, I see.
But it's a pretty big buff. You
Yeah.
just got 3 spell slots. And you already had 3, so you just doubled your magic. Next up is Wizard. At 3rd level, you get the same thing for you. You just get 4 first level and 2 second, and then you can add 2 more spells to your spell book. Whatever those may be, and you can prepare 1 more spell per day. Same for you. You can prepare 1 more spell per day. So let's actually go ahead and pick yours now. Spells. That's a little loud. Okay.
That's a little loud.
Cleric spells. Okay. So I'm gonna. You know all the first level ones, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty basic. 2nd level, I'm just gonna read them. Aid, augury, blindness/deafness, calm emotions, continual flame, enhance ability, find traps, gentle repose, hold person, lesser restoration, locate object, prayer of healing, protection from poison, silence, spiritual weapon, warding bond, and zone of truth.
Zone of Truth and Prayer of Healing.
Okay. Well, you can only add 1 to your prepared list, but you can remove any spells that you already have prepared, because it's just about preparation per day.
Well, okay, so can I learn?
It's not about learning. You prepare whatever spells you want.
You just know all of them now, right?
I'll do Zone of Truth as my prepared one.
Okay.
Does he just know all of those spells? Or?
Yes. No. It's essentially
like he has to prepare them. Yes, but are those all?
Is
ones
it like
he
how
can
the
just now prepare?
druid spell?
essentially what? Yes. Essentially, what's going on is.
He can prepare any
in
of
the
those
morning. When you guys awaken, Orion spends several minutes in prayer, meditating on himself and the divine magic granted to him by Pelor. Carefully, you're kind of leaning on the wall.
I shouldn't make sure that it's really old.
It is solid metal, though.
Yeah.
I think so.
That
just
means
be
if it
careful.
breaks, you're getting metal in your back.
Well, maybe that's what I want. Then I'm
I
like
mean, there
Iron
was
Man.
another chair at the thrift store. Hey, shout out everybody! I bought all of this equipment at the thrift store.
Except for
Even
shopping
this
line.
Yeti
Shopping 50.
microphone.
Except this like $150 Yeti microphone. Jesus.
How much?
What?
Is that part of the
About
rest?
$150.
It's not bad. It's good. It's great quality.
It'd be excellent quality mic. I love this mic. So
What do
you essentially pray for a few minutes and meditate on the power within. The power within. And Pelor kind of you feel this similar comforting presence of Pelor just kind of over you, and you
Daddy
focus about the truth that you wish to bring to the world and the healing, and you prepare said spells.
Dear Paylor, can I have this spell and this spell and this spell and a pony?
All right, listen. I want Zone of Truth.
Are
That's
a pony.
That's how you became a centaur.
Now. Let's see. Wizard spells.
Oh boy.
You get to know 2 more.
Okay, so I picked 2 more.
We've been over the first level spells a couple times. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any of those that you want? Well, I'm going to read the 2nd level spells.
Okay.
Alter Self, Arcane Lock, Blindness, Deafness, Blur, Cloud of Daggers, Continual Flame, Crown of Madness, Darkness, Dark Vision, Detect Thoughts, Enlarge/Reduce. That's pretty cool. Flaming Sphere, Gentle Repose, Gust of Wind, Hold Person. That's good. Invisibility. That's good. Knock. That's good. Levitate. That's interesting. Locate Object, Magic Mouth. That's God tier. Magic Weapon, Melf's Acid Arrow, Mirror Image, Misty Step, Nistel's Magic Aura, Phantasmal Force, Ray of Enfeeblement, Rope Trick, Scorching Ray, See Invisibility, Shatter, Spider Climb Suggestion, and Web.
Okay. Most of those sounded interesting. So
They're all good.
is it important that I choose them on recording, or can I
Um,
take time tonight to look at them because I don't want to make dumb decisions?
You,
I think magic mouth and detect thought.
Detect thought.
well, this would be the last thing that we would have to do, and we're only 20 minutes in, and we could do 40 more minutes of episode if you want to take a look at those. I can give you a basic rundown of what each spell does.
I can look at them in here.
Okay, well, I know them offhand enough to like tell you enough, a brief bit about them.
Okay. It's
Alter
just
Self
hard to
is-
keep track.
Yeah, Alter Self is basically like disguise. Well, no, actually, it allows you to give yourself claws or breathe underwater or something like that.
Okay.
Arcane Lock is exactly what it sounds like. Blindness Deafness is exactly what it sounds like. Makes something blind or deaf. Blur, when you cast it, you roll a d20. If you roll an 11 or higher, you disappear onto the astral plane or onto the ethereal plane.
Okay.
And then at the start of your turn, you reappear 10 feet away from where you started. You take your action, and then at the end of your turn, you roll another d20. So you could like and like blink into and out of existence whenever it is or isn't your turn, but it's up to chance.
Okay.
It lasts a while. Cloud of Daggers, that's exactly what it sounds like. So is Continual Flame. Crown of Madness, you select an enemy, and you can get it to attack another enemy. That was pretty good. Hang on a second. Okay, let's see. Darkness is exactly what it sounds like. Dark Vision is exactly what it sounds like. Detect Thoughts. Enlarge. That makes them bigger. It gives them advantage on certain checks. Makes them deal a little bit more damage. Flaming Sphere. That's like you create a ball of fire that you can move around and stuff like that and make it run through things. Gust of Wind is pretty lame. Hold Person makes them paralyzed, and that's really excellent because attacks against paralyzed creatures have advantage, and if it hits and they're within 5 feet, it auto criticals. So that's a very excellent. It's also pretty good utility. Invisibility is good. It lasts an hour. It's concentration. But if you attack or cast a spell, it's a spell. Knock opens any door. Levitate basically lets you negate gravity. That's all it does. You have to like move around based on like crawling along objects. You know about Magic Mouth. Magic Weapon just makes a weapon +1. That's it. Melf's Acid Arrow does a few damage. Mirror Image is pretty simple. Misty Step, teleport 30 feet. I don't know what Nistul's Magic Aura does, or Phantasmal Force. Granted, I actually don't know those two. Raven Feeblement makes it so that I think you deal half damage whenever you hit something.
Oh no.
That's funny. Rope Trick is cool. It allows you to you take a piece of rope and then like dangle it in the air, and then you climb up the rope, open a trapdoor in space, and essentially you enter a small extra dimensional space where you're invisible, the box is invisible, but you can see out of it, and you and like 6 other creatures can fit inside of it. It's cool. It's pretty cool.
Could you like put stuff in there?
Yeah, but like it only lasts so long.
But like, so when you leave it, does all the stuff in there disappear?
It falls out. It like blinks into existence and falls to the ground. So that's good for like listening into people or surprise attacks. And you can pull the rope back up into it, so you're just invisible and floating in the air with you and 6 friends. Scorching Ray that's a pretty good spell. It makes 3 attack rolls. Shatter, Spider Climb, See Invisibility, Suggestion, and Web are all exactly what they sound like.
Okay.
You have to explain all of them. No,
No.
don't.
Anything tickle your fancy?
Okay, so I made marks beside Hold Person and Invisibility because those are both interesting.
Those are both interesting. Yeah, they're good. They're excellent spells.
So I love you. You're really distracting me. I'm sorry.
Do you want any Cervitaur spells.
Are there any second level ones?
A Ganazar Scorcher, Dragon's Breath. That's basically Burning Hands, but in a line. Dragon's Breath, you have Dragon's Breath. You can. That's basically Burning Hands, but you breathe it.
Okay.
Dust Devil is like a small dust devil that does a little bit of damage. Earth Bind, you bind them to the earth, they can't fly. Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, specifically a cat's paw made of dirt, comes up and grabs a creature, and they are restrained while it's there. They
It's
can
just
break. It takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And they're restrained while it's holding them there, and they can use an action to try to break free.
Okay.
Mind Spike, which is divination. Let me check that
What
real
does that
quick.
do? Also, I want to know about the damage that Scorcher does.
Whatever Burning Hands does, it's that.
Oh, it's the
Is it-
same?
Yeah.
It's like 2d8 or something.
It's either 3d8 or 3d6.
Okay.
It's d8. No, d6.
Shoot, where is it? Oh wait, Mind Spike. I'm looking in the D section. Oop. Mind Spike. You reach into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must make a Wisdom saving throw, taking 3d8 psychic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. On a failed save, you always know the target's location until the spell ends, but only while the two of you are on the same plane of existence. While you have this knowledge, the target can't become hidden from you, and if it's invisible, it no longer gains the benefit of that condition from you. Concentration up to an hour. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and it's divination. I'm lacking on divination spells for him being...
It's divination and damage. And it's
yeah, I'd like to take that one.
range of 60 feet, casting time 1 action, no components of the somatic. Yeah, it's a pretty good spell.
Okay.
So you're gonna take Mind Spike and what else? Also, whenever you, well, no.
What?
You don't have that at this level yet.
Okay.
Mind Spike and what else?
I think hold person?
Those are pretty good choices. I agree with your decisions. And you
Yeah.
also, you can prepare one more spell per day. So of those, pick one to prepare, unless you want to remove one of your already prepared spells from your prepared list.
Okay. So, hold on.
Alright, if that's it, then that's that.
Cool.
What about your guy?
Oh, he's set, dude.
He doesn't exist. It's just actually Dan. Dan is
I
just
knew
Dan.
that was gonna be your player character once I realized I was killing him.
I'm neither a player nor a character.
You're a character.
Anyway. Okay. Just gonna pause real quick. Okay.
Did you press the recording?
Yeah, we are. Alright. So, that's that. You have your spells. Do you have your prepared set that you're ready to go with?
Yes.
You're good too? You're good too? Alright. As the night comes to a close, Kepesk, you kind of feel like a you dream that night of storms and of ships in the sea, and you have seen the sea before, but it's been a long time, but it certainly calls to you as you recall it. Simon, you also your dreams are somewhat disturbed, but as they come to a close, you don't have much memory of them, but you do have some very clear memories of the day ahead of flashes of things and people. So go ahead and roll your 2 important d20s and record those values. But first, beautiful sound quality. God, having your sinuses just close on you for no reason is really cool.
What's your senses of it?
Sir, it's not okay.
Oh.
Alright, so. I think we're set. Yes.
End of episode.
No, we're only
End.
30 minutes in.
Oh shoot.
Episode.
Okay,
What
so,
it do?
as you guys awaken the next morning,
Fuck. Okay.
feeling refreshed, feeling awakened, you see
Feeling woke.
Orion meditate and pray for a while as he focuses on the presence of Palor, and you decide not to disturb him as he continues and eventually rises. Everyone ready to go. You douse the fire, what remains of the embers that are kind of smoldering.
Yep.
As a few wild cats kind of come across your path, disturbing your recording sessions repeatedly with their very loud sounds. Hello, Elizabeth. It's good to see you. How are you doing? You doing okay?
Madam
Did you get some good
Elizabeth.
food? Did you get some water? Did you go to the bathroom? Very good.
Argan.
Good girl. Sorry.
Argan.
I like cats. Anyway,
Yeah.
nature's nice. It's nice out here.
I wish I could agree.
I know. I live in the woods.
As he just kind of like scrounges in the grass nearby for a minute, eventually pulls out, kind of walking up next to Simon. Hey, what do you think? As he's holding a huge brown and black spider in his hand, as he's just kind of like presenting like.
That's actually kind of interesting. What
We're
is
calling
that?
him Jeremy.
Ah.
Just kind of scratches him. He's just like make an animal handling check.
I was gonna make that joke.
Wait, do you add anything to that?
Yeah, whatever your modifier for that is.
Oh, for specifically animal. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's
Oh.
under wisdom.
yeah. So it's a 13.
13. You do that and it kind of begins crawling up. He's just like, oh, Jeremy, come here. And he just kind of grabs the spider and like, there you go, little buddy. He just kind of lets it go into the grass and fields again as it disappears. Yeah, nature's nice like that, isn't it?
I attempt to pounce.
Okay. First, make a
Wait,
perception
Argan
check.
or Jeremy?
No, the Jeremy.
Oh.
All right, make a perception check first to see if you can see where it goes.
Why am I dumb? 13.
All right, 13. As you kind of look at where he went, it just kind of vanished. Just don't see it there. Okay.
I did that, but with grass.
I want to say something stupid here. You could, as a bonus action, rage, and then force the spider to make a dexterity saving throw, taking damage. Minimum
Don't
of
hurt
1 hit point.
Jeremy.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Jeremy.
The spider got away! As this anger, this.
Orion is very concerned.
As the spider kind of disappears gently into the bush, kind of scuttles away. You hear this roar as Kepesk as
I'm gonna-
electricity begins to crackle up and down him.
I'm gonna target it with my lightning thing.
The
Jeremy.
spider succeeds. You go ahead and roll a d6.
3.
As
I'm gonna-
black smoke
I'm
begins
just gonna-
to rise from a specific point.
I'm gonna pick it, try and like reach into the grass and pick it up.
You pick up at the charred remains of a spider, its legs curled inwards.
I eat it.
Okay. It's crunchy, actually. It's a little cooked. It's kind of pleasant. It's a nice
Good
morning
use of
snack.
my rage. I'm proud of myself.
I have
As your
seen
rage subsides, you're like,
wild animals. Better.
I've seen wild animals too.
Same.
Do you
I think
three
we should.
understand how to communicate?
What are you talking about?
We are.
Why are
It's
you
this
so
way.
uncomfortable?
Stop staring at me.
What?
Stop staring at me. Let's leave!
Alright. This way. As he continues to lead you guys towards the company. Eventually, after a few hours, Kitty is somewhere kneading.
She's up on top.
I gotta make sure she's not destroying anything. Hello.
Oh.
No, she's good. Okay,
That
just had
was
to check.
precious.
Okay. As you guys eventually make your way, you eventually see off in the distance some. Wow, she's very opinionated tonight. As
Best girl.
it takes you quite a while, quite a long bit of trekking through this this area to eventually you see off in the distance, approaching the late afternoon, approaching evening. You see off in the distance the beginnings of a road that eventually connect to what you see appears to be a small town of just ramshackle, like almost like cinder block walls that have kind of crumbled. It looks really shoddily put together, as if it was kind of put up in a rush many years ago. That shoddy workmanship eventually caved in, and it was repaired several times over. It's just not in a really good state, but it is still there. There is certainly a wall in existence.
Orion wants to stop.
Okay. As you're stopping, you're beginning to see off in the distance, outside of the walls, it seems to be a town situated upon 3 central hills, with small houses and fields of like plowed fields around it, with a few small residential outward homes that you can clearly see. Towards the distance, you see a few people kind of out in the fields. One in particular. You go ahead and make a perception check, Orion.
18. Wait, no. 19.
19. In the distance, you see a familiar woman just kind of picking what seems to be a few berries out of a bush. This is Maria, who you encountered in the Unicorn Run previously. However, we're gonna have to pause for a second. Who lives in a pineapple?
It
Okay.
not blink. Oh, wait, yeah. That's
So
what it's-
anyway, you recognize the familiar form of not Mariah, the
Maria.
Maria. Yes.
Maria.
Yes.
Hurricane Maria.
What?
It's just a dust devil
Okay.
named Maria.
A dust. Oh.
I'm sorry.
All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just supplying like movie references. Okay. As you see this figure, you see her kind of carefully, expertly picking berries out of a bush. She does not appear to have noticed you yet. You were continuing to approach.
Yeah, but I don't want to be seen with these people.
Okay.
So I want to, like,
What do you want to do about it?
just walk faster than them and get to her before.
I'm gonna speed
Okay.
up with him, assuming we're just increasing our pace.
Okay. Yeah. You see.
I'm just going to continue to go fast.
I'm gonna
Okay.
continue to go faster
Oh my
until I
God.
can.
Okay. You are eventually in a full gallop, running at full tilt towards Maria.
I'm gonna unsheath my swords, assuming we're running from an enemy of some sort.
Okay.
I want to kick
You run
him. Can I kick him?
You're ahead of him.
Yeah,
Stop.
You're hella ahead.
I want to break stop, but then,
You-
like, put my hooves up.
Okay.
Simon's thoroughly concerned.
You two start running. You stop and kick the person behind you. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. Would that be strength?
Uh huh.
11.
11. No, as you just kind of like run forward, you just as the hoof just kind of impacts with your chest, and you take it.
I'm just gonna slap him. Just like.
Roll to slap.
Where?
Oh wait, yeah, you're a horse. I'm slapping
He's a deer?
deer. Well, that's the whole thing I can reach. Fuck.
As
Fine.
you just kind of like
Ugh.
sloppily just poorly drags his hand across your butt. It looks really. You both
Ryan-
look really dumb, straight
Just-
up.
Just like actually goes like stiff and is like,
Can I help you, gentlemen? As
How far behind are
Right.
me and Argon?
you're a little ways behind, just
Okay.
like about 100 feet. As
please help me. I don't know this man.
oh,
What are you talking about? We know each other for
I
like
don't
3
know
days.
this man.
Your name's Orion.
I don't know this
You
man.
told me your name.
good to
He's-
see
You,
you.
you saved us from like giants.
Giants.
What are you talking about?
What?
I'm gonna like
Are
walk
they
around
here?
to like
No.
to the like next to him. Like
No, they
the
killed a
next-
lot of people and then left.
God. What?
Like a lot of people.
They,
I'm gonna,
they're
like
what
awkwardly
happened to
put
them?
my arm or like
They-
try to
they
put it
died.
around
You
him.
killed them.
No, the people died.
Oh well.
They just kind of left.
I see.
They're the only ones left.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi. How are you?
I'm
And the
sorry,
child's
I'm a
and
little,
the
I'm a
guy.
little lost here. What?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Have
Hello.
we caught up yet?
You're about 40 feet away at this point.
Okay.
You're just kind of walking
This is
outside.
Orion.
I know her.
Oh, that's cool.
He
Who's her?
saved my child in the woods.
That's not
Why
as
do
bad
you,
as
why
it
do you
sounds.
always save people in the woods? Thought I was special.
Literally everyone died.
Your kid didn't die. Now you're a liar. I can't trust you. I'm gonna turn around and walk back
He's
towards
alive,
these two.
thanks to him. But
I'm not. I'm just gonna ignore these people.
How is
Okay.
he?
I'll
How is
continue
Mason?
walking back
he's,
towards.
well, he's in good health. Thanks to you, of course. Could I invite you in? I could show you some of my teas.
I'm not really accommodated for houses.
Oh, you're like 6'2", right?
About.
You
I'm
would
just
fit.
like,
It's comfortable.
I'll do it very
I make
awkwardly.
pretty good tea. That's
Yes.
what I do. I'm an herbalist.
Of course.
Have we caught up?
Yeah, you're about there. Oh, hello.
Hello.
This is human
Simon.
and another
My name is
human.
Simon.
As Argan kind of like, hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm John Travolta.
As he offers a hand, and she kind of, Maria, nice to meet you.
I would like
Kind
to
of
immediately
awkwardly
like
handshake.
stick my hand
Okay.
in between them
Is-
and like shake both of their hands.
Is it just kind of like,
Bro,
make an insight check. Knock my pumpkin.
stop the cock block, bro. Quit that shit.
Where is it? 15.
15. Taking a look at his face,
I know what he's trying to. I know what he's trying to
the-
do.
the
Orion didn't.
the best you're kind of getting is essentially you're reading, you're cramping my style, man. Like, cool it. That's sort of what you read in his face. As he's just kind of like looking at you intently
Can I
I'm
just
sorry,
like
I'm never going to get her name right, and she's my own character.
Maria?
Maria.
Can I
yes.
just like as I'm shaking
Maria.
both
Just been a girl named Maria. That's who she is.
Just,
Uh-huh.
like,
okay, Maria.
separate both of their hands but continuously shape and like put myself in
Okay.
between them.
Okay. As the handshake continues, I'm not sure you're quite getting this.
He's dangerous.
She attempts to kind of break the handshake.
Yeah, I'll let go. But I'm still making Argon's hand.
He isn't stopping. He's just kind of like there's this look of like bewilderment and like shock on his face. Of just like
On Argon's
just,
face?
yeah. As Argon is just kind of like
I'm gonna kind of step in and just
I'm
like
lost for
break
words.
the handshake myself.
Okay. Do you do the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. As Maria is just
Putting every distance between Argon and Maria.
as Maria's just like, can I just offer
He
you
would
some
be
tea?
nice. Yes.
I would love some.
Wonderful. What's your name?
Simon.
Nice to meet you. I'm Maria. Well,
Bet you and Mason would get along.
Mason.
Yes. He's a child as well.
Excuse me.
yes, Mason.
You're out when you're wrong. I'm so sorry. I just meant like actual children, like, because they play together.
Yes, Yes, Mason is about 7 now.
I am double his age.
You're
As
8.
the look of bewilderment crosses Orion's face.
Wait, what's
just- Let's just break off the casual conversation and leave you inside.
I thought you're 8.
You're a child.
You're really fat for 8.
I'm gonna go inside.
I don't understand even a little. Let's have that tea. As Maria kind of leads you away.
Does he look like he's 8?
Who are you speaking to?
Argon.
I don't.
I mean, you look like you're like 3. Like, how old are you?
Are you familiar with humans?
What?
Have you met? How many humans have you met?
Like,
Can you name them on one hand?
like that many?
It's not that many. Okay. I'm 22.
I thought you were Argon.
That's my age.
Is that after 8?
Yeah, it's a little after 8.
I thought it was daytime.
I think it's like 7 p.m. Anyway, wait, how old are you?
More than that.
Man, that's pretty old. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Tea.
Do you guys want to
Tea.
go inside?
Yes, let's.
Okay.
Please. Can you sample some of my signature Thornbuck tea? That's.
Porn fuck tea.
Please,
What?
don't be so
That's-
crass.
There's a child.
You said it first.
There's a child.
Thornbuck. That's my name. Maria Thornbuck of the Thornbuck family. Perhaps you've heard of us?
I don't think he hears much of anything.
No.
We're not.
Son, make an
Oh.
intelligence check.
Alright. It's gonna be a 13.
You have actually seen a few traveling herbalists in your time. Names don't stand out, but you definitely have seen 1 or 2 women that look similar to Maria, that perhaps were her come through your town, that you are to a reasonable degree familiar with, as you've seen them before, but don't know them by name. As Thornbuck does, it sounds vaguely familiar to you, as you maybe heard of it. As she continues to lead you, yes, I've actually brewed a fresh batch actually just recently of.
Continue. They,
Wait, you haven't given me the tea.
we're still in the fields. We're not at the house yet.
I was unaware. We entered.
All right, it's all right. Please just
I mean,
follow
you
me.
live
As
here.
she eventually leads you to her small house. As just kind of it doesn't. The house is pretty small, though it does look comfortable. It looks decently well constructed. Just kind of taking a look at it, it's of decent size. You can see there's a fire going on the inside. As there's some light smoke kind of curling out of it. It kind of looks not quite new, but it doesn't look like she's the first resident of it. Just kind of looking by its shape and structure and the orderliness of the way it is, and you can see some newly growing plants.
So is it
outside.
like well kept?
Yeah, it seems pretty new. There's plants outside that seem to have been somewhat freshly planted. As there's a small, somewhat expanding garden outside. As she eventually leads you inside and kind of invites you to just sit anywhere. There's not a lot of places to sit, but
Orion just sits on the ground.
okay.
is there
And
somewhere I could hang my book?
absolutely, and she just kind of directs you to your coat.
Okay. He hangs it up.
Excuse me, fields all day. A little thirsty.
Asbestos, right?
Yeah, it's real bad. But she eventually brews some tea, comes back out to you, and serves you all some tea if you'd like to accept it. She offers it to you. Do you all accept
We'll
it?
take it.
Yes.
Arden, thank you very much.
It's good.
It's
Proceed.
hot. It's good.
Kepesk is just kind of like,
Yeah, you're being of a more lizardy type person, being of colder blood. You are not particularly bothered by the heat of the tea, as the rest of you just kind of blow on and enjoy it.
I'm gonna let Pumbaa down onto my shoulder and kind of let her drink some of it.
Okay. She seems, kind of interested in.
I snap my head towards.
Uh-oh.
Don't. She's a friend.
He's a child.
Don't.
Is that a mouse?
Yes.
Neat.
Yeah.
Why?
She was a run. I kind of took care of her for a while.
That's adorable.
Thanks. Not food.
Is it 8'2"?
I'm not really sure how old she is. I guess she could be. Uh-huh. We need to teach you about numbers.
Maybe we should.
But food.
This tea is
Not
good.
food.
Thank you. It's thornbuck tea. It's just recently brewed. It has some minor magical properties, which I believe you will be enjoying in the morning.
Meaning what?
But it's just a pleasant tea to just kind of give you a bolster.
Alright.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a kick to it. It's quite nice.
I immediately try to make myself vomit.
Just in her house.
Yes.
Make a Constitution check.
4.
Okay.
Plus 3, 7.
7. You managed to.
That's so
As a
disgusting.
gentle pool.
That's so disgusting.
Jesus. Whoever that is. What? Why?
Poison! I just I just yeet out the house.
Okay.
I am
The carpet.
I am very sorry about this. I don't
I
know.
climb
that
onto the
man.
roof.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Wait, you're heavy, aren't
Oh,
you?
that's extremely cocked.
This is
Okay.
a well bit. How?
13.
That didn't look very cocky.
It was like on this.
It
though.
was. I saw it.
Okay.
So sorry, it was 13 plus acrobatics, so 16.
You die.
You need water.
Good, I do.
Okay.
Argon cannot handle.
You scuttle onto the roof and just kind of like look over. You see now a small young boy with like kind of dirty blonde hair just kind of like swept over his face.
He's also on the roof.
No, he's in the backyard. You couldn't see him before.
Okay.
As he's just kind of like playing with like a ball. Just kind of looks at you. The ball drops out of his hand.
I'm gonna
Slowly makes his way
I'm gonna
indoors.
push myself back a little bit so that I can't
Okay.
see over.
Okay. As Marie it's just a, just a bit of a bolster. It's nothing malicious, I promise you. But really, it's just very good tea. Some magical essences that I've learned over the years from my mother to kind of infuse beverages with.
What's the roof like, really quick?
Oh yeah.
Is it like thatched? Like,
Essentially yes.
okay, I'm gonna try and dig my way into it.
Oh, you're
Good
destroying
God!
this
This is a woman's house.
More or less burrow.
Make a strength
Oh.
check.
That one. Shit.
The rest of you hear violent, clawing from above, and you look up, and you see bits of straw, falling down from the ceiling and kind of landing on the floor, as you just hear this.
I'm gonna excuse myself and go outside to look to.
Is he okay?
No. I'm just gonna leave.
Okay.
I wanna cast command
Okay.
on him.
I promise this all made sense in my head. Now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't.
He's just like, bleh. Yeah.
And I just wanna say heal. And
Okay.
point to myself.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
You do it to yourself.
4.
Or no, yeah, you
Oh, sorry,
Immediately.
6.
you immediately just kind of like plop yourself down on the roof.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm on the roof now. Roll over.
Yeah, you were just kind of sitting there for a few moments, and then you shake yourself.
I'm gonna go back to trying to burrow.
Oh my god.
You're just kind of continuing to try it. You're just not really getting anywhere. This is pretty thick. Your
I want
claws
to take
aren't
out
getting any further.
my swords and start to like dig into it.
Okay,
A woman's house.
make an attack roll.
Invited you inside.
2 plus 3 plus proficiency is 7.
All right, as you just kind of like and drive your sword, you just kind of like. It's about as effective as driving a pitchfork into a bale of hay and then immediately withdrawing it. As it just kind of goes in and then comes right back out. There's no effect. As she just kind of like, oh god, hold this, and she gives Simon her tea. Steps outside and just kind of, listen, we're all friends here. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. 16. 15.
15. Okay, that's... Yeah, that just barely fails. As you feel compelled, like, yeah, you are friends with this lady. This is a nice lady. This
Pretty
is,
lady
this
told me to stop.
this is a lady that you should listen to because she is your friend, and she's offered you nice tea, and you really feel this. As she's just gonna listen, just please come down off the roof. There's no need for this.
Damn it.
Can I offer you some food, perhaps some meat, something with a little bit more to it? Alright, that's alright. Please come down, though.
Get down.
Okay, you step
Does I
in.
have to?
Listen, I'm feeling you may be a little bit angry in just a moment, but please know that you were destroying my roof, and I had to stop you. I am sorry about that, but please come inside. You're sure you don't want anything to eat?
Yes.
Okay, well, perhaps just take a seat and try to cool off. She kind of like.
I'm gonna sit as close to the door as possible.
Okay. After a few moments, the friends spell wears off on you. And you're like, this lady,
This
she used magic on you to make you
Anger.
get off that roof, and you wanted to be on that roof.
I'm gonna lunge at her.
Okay.
No.
You two go ahead and make dexterity checks.
9.
You two.
17.
Make it strength or athletics.
5, 6, 7. Oh, athletics. 8, 9.
9 total.
17.
17. What do you total?
9.
9. Okay. As you see this happening, don't worry. You all see Kepesk kind of, and you see his head kind of tilt into it as if he's about to charge, and you all kind of grab him. Argon, Simon, and Orion all simultaneously just grapple him and grasp him.
I'm trying to fight it, but I know I can't.
No, you're completely
Yeah.
restrained as everyone's just like, listen, it's okay. All right. Just needed you to not destroy my roof for just a minute. It's okay. Everything is alright.
Can I rage? You know what? No, I wanna. I'm not gonna rage.
Okay. It's just gonna.
Can I target her house? Can I set it on fire?
Man, that was kind of a douchey move. You didn't need to get angry at her. It was just kind of. It was a little magic just to get her off the roof. It makes sense. It's okay. You understand now.
Okay. I'm gonna go sit.
Right.
Go sit.
As you sit down, let's just perhaps we could sleep here. It's quite late at night, and now's about a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
Rip Mason.
I have a few, and as you say this, as you say Rip Mason, there's a dinosaur. Oh, there he is. Never mind. I'm gonna go to my room now. As Mason just kind of pisses off. As you all eventually bed down in whatever separate rooms, you take a long rest. However, when you wake in the morning, you feel the effects of the Thornbuck tea kick in.
Do I?
As you feel a little bit of...
He puked it
You
out.
don't. No.
Okay, good.
Um,
Okay, good.
As you feel that for this particular day, you have a +1 to all damage rolls.
Oops.
As you feel a little spice in
If she
having your
hadn't
step.
been so vague, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
You
And with that, what are we
boy.
calling this one?
There's a dinosaur.
There's a
on the roof.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us this one. We will see you next time. Farewell. Goodbye.